Hello, my loves. Oops, let's do that again. Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. For those of you who are new to this place, I'm Lexi. I'm a light worker. I do tarot and astrology readings, but here on my channel Eden, I do slow meditations and also videos in which I just randomly talk about stuff that's been going on in my life. And today I felt very inspired to have a glass of rosé and talk to you guys about my skincare. Something happened this morning as I woke up. I felt like let me just put my leg one after one cross over the other. I'm Romanian, so English is not my it's basically like my second language. I've been speaking it since I was very small, but yeah, sometimes my dictionaries tend to cross in my mind. Just like my legs should have crossed. That's what I was looking for. Crossing my legs, yeah. Do you guys know that commercial? I think there was a commercial with a blonde supermodel at the beginning of the 2000s, and she had that tagline, "Oh, there's never enough room for my legs." And I think it was a commercial for the Emirates, for the airline. Yeah, anyway. I kept remembering that because I suffer from the same problem. I'm a tall girl. I'm a curvy girl as well, so there's never enough room for me. I always bump into things, especially since I live in Bucharest, Romania, and some of the city designs that we have here, they're not made for exceedingly tall people. I remember when I embarked on the airport in Stockholm, and I was just like walking around the airport, feeling my way. I was seeing these incredibly tall people. I felt like I'm home from my place. But yeah, people in my country are Balkanic. They are descendants of Latin people. So yeah, we tend to be a little bit on the shorter side. Anyway, I don't know why I started rambling about those cultural differences, but I wanted to talk to you today about some of the products I've been using. This morning, as I mentioned, I woke up and I had very dry skin in my flat. Ever since I moved into it, I noticed that there was this dry air. I was thinking about getting a humidifier, but I have a large collection of books and tarot cards, oracle decks, and I don't want to destroy them. So I'm just going to have to, keep kicking things. I'm just going to have to use sprays. So I'm creating my own essential oil sprays, but this one is actually rose water. It's very cheaply, it's easy to find in my country. And yeah, you just, sprinkle a little bit and it smells so soothing, and it's also very good to soothe sensitive skin. So after I wash my face in the morning, I tend to just spray a little bit over it because it's very calming. If you have red patches, it calms them down. I can use it as a toner as well. So rose water can also be used in love spells and can also be used as a toner. Highly recommend. It's multi-purpose. You should have it in your makeup kit or in your skincare routine kit. Okay, so I woke up, I had this red skin, I spritzed a little bit of this rose water onto it, and it still had a bit of a kind of rosiness to it. And I thought, you know what, I haven't been using it in a while, so why not apply some retinol? The problem is I'm sometimes a little bit silly with using products as they should be used. I'm a Pisces sun, and I get very creative with a lot of the things I'm being given, a lot of the products I have in my life. So I used this retinol boost cream from Neutrogena. By the way, it's not sponsored. I don't know if I should cover the product, but I was reading online about retinol, and I thought whether I should try it. And I saw a couple of beauty vloggers, and I also saw pharmacist vloggers as well, and doctors, like beautiful doctors talking about beauty tips. And yeah, a lot of them said that retinol is amazing, it's really good for the skin, but they also were talking about this kind of weird chemical burn sensation that you might have, that the retinol can sometimes also peel the first layer of the skin as it is working through. So I did some digging. I looked at reviews online. People were saying that Neutrogena is producing kind of this retinol boost cream that is not that expensive, and it has a high concentration of pure retinol, because I didn't want a cream that has all sorts of other agents inside of it. And I wanted something that I could, you know, put over my face at nighttime, and when I wake up in the morning, I'll feel very refreshed. My skin gets very dry. I got mixed oily combination skin. It used to be really oily when I was a teenager, but as I grew older, it got more mixed. I have dry spots and then I have oily spots, my T-line especially. So I just thought, okay, I'll try it. I tried this a couple of nights, some 2 weeks ago. No, I think it must have been a month ago, not 2 weeks ago. I got it at the beginning of May, and I tried it for a couple of nights, and it kind of made me feel quite oily when I woke up in the morning. I wasn't feeling so, I don't know, fresh and rejuvenated, and it left my skin a little bit kind of rosy, not in that dewy, glowy, rosy kind of way, but in the it looks like I slept on the wrong side of the pillow kind of reddish, you know. So I don't know why this morning, very silly of me it was to actually put it on, and I have been itching. My face has been itching, and it's feeling still like it was burned by the sun. That's the same sensation. If you guys can recall that sensation, it's easy because it's summer in the northern hemisphere. So if you just go outside, put your face in the sun without sunscreen, then you'll capture that sensation perfectly. Let me take a sip. I need to remember to pace myself, because I could just like launch into something that I am passionate about and keep talking and talking, but I need to kind of like smooth things down and slow them down a little bit. Astrologically speaking, I don't know if you guys are interested in that, but I have the transit of the planet Saturn on my Mercury, which can function very strangely. Like I could process a lot of information very fast and then talk for 2 or 3 or 4 hours about it. Like there's a lot of stamina and effort involved. And then I could be silent for 2 days, or I have these kind of weird self-consciousness hang-ups. Like I correct myself a lot of the times when I speak. And I'm kind of trying to get over them, because Saturn is the energy of fear, and fear is something imaginary, it's an illusion. So I'm kind of trying to get over my hang-ups and limitations, at least the ones that I'm experiencing them at the moment. Yeah, so retinol. I wouldn't recommend retinol, especially if you have sensitive skin. It gives you this burning sensation, and it's not comfortable. I know that some doctors and some beauty vloggers have recommended that you stick with the process, and in a week or 2, then your skin is really smooth. But I don't know, after 3 nights of using it at the beginning of May and then using it today, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. What are your experiences with retinol? Do you like it? What kind of products have you tried? It would be good if we could just start a conversation regarding these things. Maybe we can learn from one another. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is I have here something called Niacinamide. I think this is how you pronounce it. This is a brand I really like. They have inexpensive bottles, and they look like old-fashioned pharmaceutical droplets. They are so easy to use, and I like to reuse these to make potions, like a love spell, a career, or an abundance spell, or just to, you know, infuse them with my favorite teas. It's a variety of things, you know, that you can use them from. They look just so cool and vintage. I think I remember this is how my mother used to give me cough drop syrup when I was little. So yeah, this is how it looks like. The company is called Revox, and it is, I think, Bulgarian. And I love the fact that they just give you exactly what's on the packaging. It's like no fuss, no extra blah blah blah. You are buying niacinamide, you know, 100%, well, 10% it says here, but it's like 100% this product. There are no, I mean, what it says here, it says water, aqua, vitamin B3, which is also niacinamide. And they have a couple of things here, xanthan gum and zinc citrate, to kind of conserve it, to make it last longer. But aside from that, you don't get an additional, I don't know, sunflower seed oil or all sorts of other almond oil, you know. So yeah, you just get what it says here. And my experience of using niacinamide is I really like it. The couple of things that I don't like about it, you have to be careful when you apply it. You have to apply it quite like in one movement and then allow the skin to absorb it. Try not to rub too many times because it can work like a peel. It leaves, like when it dries up, it leaves a certain white film, almost like a jello. And I've noticed that if I have anything else on my skin, it can kind of cause it to peel, to scrub, you know, from my face. So I don't combine it with anything else. I use it at nighttime before I go to bed. You should use it only once a day. That's the recommended dose. It says here, apply 4 to 5 drops to cleanse and completely dry skin only once a day, morning or evening. So yeah, I really enjoy using this. It's a little bit finicky. It's not as easy to use as the next product I want to talk to you about, and by far this is my favorite, I have to say. So not caffeine. We have here hyaluronic acid. Okay, to me this is the superstar. It's the easiest to use. It's ultra hydrating. It's like gel water. I don't even know how to describe it. I first used hyaluronic acid when I traveled to the US. I was looking for a hydrating cream and I couldn't find the one I was previously using, which was a very light Johnson & Johnson hydrating cream. It was like thick white. And I saw this packaging in a very small, watery, kind of turquoise looking box with a clear plastic packaging, and it said hyaluronic acid supremely hydrating liquid, and it was 99% hyaluronic acid. So I just got that and I tried it, and wow, I was applying it like 2 times a day and my skin was radiant. It was phenomenally awesome, and ever since I had that experience, I think I found it at CVS. You can find anything at CVS in the US. So I kind of was feeling a little bit sad because I didn't take some more before I left. When I arrived in Romania, actually, it was the beginning of the pandemic. So for a couple of months, I couldn't even get like normal hydrating creams because everything was just like shut. And, you know, there was that mass hysteria at the beginning of the pandemic. Pandemonium. What words? I am saying words. Let me drink some water. I'm drinking water from these huge jars just to make sure that I'm actually drinking the recommended daily dose of water, so that I know that if I finish 2 or 3 of these babies, then I will have drank at least more than 1.5 liters of water, which should set me okay for the day. I tend to forget to drink water. It's a really bad habit that I picked up from my family, my mother especially. My mother doesn't drink water. She just absorbs water from food, which is not at all healthy. But I'm trying to be better, grow and progress. So, hyaluronic acid, highly recommended. I love this hydrating fluid. Again, it's from the same company, from Revox. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, a couple of things I need to say about it. Yeah, it's the first time I'm doing one of these, you know, so yeah, you're getting the authentic experience. I'm not going to edit this clip too much. I'm trying not to edit my clips as much as I used to. It's okay to include some creative mess, some lisps of the tongue, some corrections along the way. So one thing I discovered with hyaluronic acid is that if you apply it at nighttime, it kind of dries the skin. And I think I was reading someplace that the Kardashians, for example, they apply hyaluronic acid on their skin before they go to bed, but they have a humidifier in the room so that the hyaluronic acid is absorbed by the skin and doesn't dry the skin out. The good way to kind of circumvent that, if you don't want to sleep with a humidifier or you can't stand the Kardashians and you want to do exactly the opposite of what they're doing, hey, you know, to each their own. What you could do is apply it in the morning, not at night, and also use a vitamin C base. So here is vitamin C, 20% from the same company. You can apply it directly to the skin. It's kind of like a glow booster. It just wakes up the skin, and if you apply hyaluronic acid afterwards, it really sinks in the hydration, and it makes your skin very glowy, very luminous. I don't know why, but sometimes I notice that it kind of tends to flake, like it becomes like some sort of weird peel if I didn't properly scrub the face. So from time to time, please remember to kind of scrub the dead skin on your face, so that when you apply vitamin C as a base and then hyaluronic acid on top of it, you don't get those weird peeling, flaky kind of things that if you leave them on the skin, or if they get stuck in your pores, they will produce zits. So yeah, speaking of which, today is a wonderful day to decide to film a skincare video, because I actually have this humongous zit that is trying to erupt next to my eye, but I'm using some cream, and I'm also using tea tree oil. I like to use tea tree oil on my skin, so this is pure essential oil tea tree, and I like to put it on a cotton swab, a couple of drops, one of these, yeah. I put a couple of drops on this, I wet the swab, and then I just like, you know, put it like this, especially on my problem areas, my zits and other spots that require cleansing. I use it on my body as well, sometimes on my hands. I've been having these zits that have been appearing. My skin is very sensitive, and I've been I've been trying to exfoliate it throughout the summer, but I don't know. Whenever I expose my skin to the exterior, I live in a highly polluted city. Bucharest is not at all good for breathing your way through it. So all sorts of like, you know, zits and scars and all sorts of things tend to pop up, especially in the summertime when there are mosquitoes and other tiny creatures that tend to attach themselves to your skin. And I do like to take a walk through the park, if not daily, at least once every 2 days. So yeah, I tend to be quite attacked by these tiny fellows. I don't know why. There's something related to my skin or to my blood type. Somebody told me that mosquitoes are attracted to people with a specific blood type. So I don't know. It could be that. So yeah, I've been talking about a couple of things. So I use tea tree oil at nighttime to cleanse my skin. I don't use essential oils on your face before going out into the sun. Essential oils and solar light don't go well together, and you can get a chemical burn. Also, never put essential oils on your skin without properly diluting them in water or in a carrier oil. Never, okay, never. Just don't put directly essential oil, because you run the risk of getting a chemical burn. I recently got one because I was very stupid and I took a bath. It was quite hot, and I put a number of essential oils inside, and I think and some salt, and it really irritated the back of my legs, so part of the skin got exfoliated. So yeah, be careful about how you use them. Also try not to use them with excessively hot water. That day, I don't know what happened, I normally don't get such hot water in my flat, but yeah, that day was really hot, so I wanted to take advantage of it, and unfortunately it ended up taking advantage of my skin. Now, when I get these kind of burns or problem with my body, I like to use this aloe vera gel. This is from Holica. It's a soothing gel. I think the bottle is designed in Spain, and it even got an award. And the gel is actually created by a Korean company. Yeah, I can't pronounce this, but it says made in Korea. I don't want to insult anybody by just mispronouncing the name. It's super awesome because it's designed in such a way that it never drops. So it only drops if you squeeze it. Yeah. And it smells incredible of fresh cucumber and aloe vera, and it's just amazing. You just, you know, put it on your skin. You can put it on the back of your hands, everywhere. It's just pure aloe vera with some cucumber water, and it freshens you up, it heals, it calms down. It's a wonderful gel, and I highly recommend it to whoever has these irritation problems or kind of red skin. You can even use it as a base, as a primer, before you apply your sunscreen or your foundation. At the moment on my skin, all I have is my sunscreen. I really enjoy this light fluid from La Roche-Posay. I think it's a superstar. I've seen that a lot of celebrities use it as well. I think Meghan Markle and who was it? The one who played in, oh god, I have such a lapsus right now. It's like a memory block. The one who played in Jennifer's Body. It's another Megan Fox. Finally, I remembered. Yeah, so Meghan Markle and Megan Fox, I think that they use it too as well. It's so wonderful. It's one of the few fluids that I can use and I don't break out, because I usually break out so easily. It happened to me several times that I don't know, on a day in which I was rushing and I forgot to actually scrub my hands or take a really in-depth shower to use some tea tree oil on my skin to cleanse my skin. I applied some sunscreen and I just had this breakout on my arms. My skin is so sensitive. I bruise ridiculously easily, and you know, it's high maintenance. I'm not high maintenance, you know, but my skin is really high maintenance. I think a lot of people, when they look at me, they think, oh my god, look at her, princess, she's so high maintenance. But in reality, I'm this kind of person that is like, for example, when my mother asked me what do I want to eat because she wants to cook something special for me, I just say like mamaliga ku brunza, which is like this poor man's farmer's meal. It's cornmeal with white cheese. You know, it's the simplest, most basic thing you can eat in Romania, but I just think it's delicious. Yeah, so that's just one thing. I'm pretty low-key about these things that I like. But yeah, there's one thing how you come across, and there's another thing how you actually are in a personal connection. And this is also something astrologically significant, because this talks about the difference between the midheaven in the zodiac, yeah, the public image, and its opposite is the imun coeli, IC, so how you are as a private individual. And with me, I have a Libra ascendant close to Scorpio, so my midheaven is actually Leo, and my fourth house is Aquarius. So I think I come across as a Leo, but I'm actually very much like an Aquarius. If you get to know me really well, I'm pretty weird. Yeah. Anyway, so coming back to some of these products. So this is my sunscreen. I use it on my face, on my body. I have another one from La Roche-Posay. I got the one for children that is, what is it? Water resistant. The German word Wasserfest appeared in my mind for a second. So yeah, I have the same one, but for children, because, you know, it's more sensitive and it's water resistant, and I am like a child with my body sometimes. Anyway, and let's take a sip. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I hope you're enjoying this video. I don't know, it's a new format. I also want to show you my plant. I got this from a lady at the market, at the farmer's market yesterday. And it's a dream come true, because I've always wanted to have a monstera. This is also more colloquially called the Swiss cheese plant, if I'm not mistaken, because, you know, its leaves look like cheese, like in Tom and Jerry. Okay, so what other things I can show you? I have been looking for a very long time for a really good eye cream, and an eye cream that I don't need to spend 300 euros on, because I'm not willing to pay that much money for my skincare. I'd rather go out and have a run through the park, or sleep better, or just put some cucumbers on my eyelids than actually pay this much for my skincare. So I just thought, okay, I'll just try out some inexpensive stuff that I could find in the drugstore or in the pharmacies. Pharmacies in Romania are really good. They're very similar to French pharmacies, and the French pharmacies, they're the best beauty places in the world. It's so awesome to go into one. You can find so many different brands and products, and they are like scientifically tested, and they look so cool. And yeah, so speaking of that, that's one thing I actually missed when I was in the US for 5 months. I really missed having all those inexpensive products right at my doorstep at the nearest pharmacy I could find. Anyway, so coming back to the fluids themselves. So I've been trying this one also from Revox. It's caffeine, so you just get 5% caffeine and it really wakes you up. I really like it because instead of actually rubbing my eyes in the morning to get, you know, those sleepy things that get caught up in the eye, or sometimes I wake up and my eyes are quite dry and reddish. Instead of actually rubbing my eyes as I used to, now I just take some drops of this fluid. It's yellow, by the way. Don't worry, because your eyes will not turn yellow. And I just put 1 drop and then, you know, apply it under my eye or over it, and it just, everything just comes off, you know. So that's how I use it in the morning, just to kind of hydrate the area and take away all the dirt that is naturally collected by the eye at nighttime. And I really like it as well. I like to put it like this as well, so over my eyebrow. My eyebrows are highly irregular, and I like to keep them like that. You know, that's their natural shape. They are rebels. They remind me of my core personal identity. Yeah, I wish I was more rebellious, to be honest. But I like to just spread the fluid over them as well, because it's almost as if you are taming them. You know, you're keeping them in place, and there are no weird hairs that sometimes stick out, you know, and they look really unattractive, especially if you're talking to somebody and this person kind of leans in to want to kiss you, or they might want to kiss you on the cheek, you know, for hello or goodbye. We do that in Romania. We kiss each other on the cheek a lot, even with strangers. So it's very good, you know, to have as less shocking things that a person can pick up on your face as possible. My Libra ascendant is very careful with such things, although I make a lot of blunders most of the time. So yeah, I use this caffeine serum. It's really, really good. I like it. It's not mind-blowing, so don't expect a lot of things in one. It's just good to hydrate the area, basically, you know, so that the wrinkles the under eye wrinkles don't actually show that badly, and you don't age your eyes by rubbing them each morning. Another thing I've been trying out recently, there is this Romanian brand that I think debuted on the market 1 or 2 years ago. It's called Nala, that's the company. And again, they make products with a lot of natural ingredients, and again, they're not super expensive. I look for products that I can afford, because I am not made of money, but I live well within my financial limitations, and that's the important thing. We have here Brightening Eye Cream, Dark Circles and Puffy Eyes. So it has caffeine, olive oil, green tea extract, 99.1% natural ingredients, and it's handmade. Yeah. So I've really enjoyed this cream so far. I don't think it does all the things that it says, but I can't complain either. I mean, I do look refreshed and brightened, and I have been having some sleepless nights, some insomnias due to some stressful events related to my moving into this neighborhood and building for a couple of months. So I feel like it's really been keeping me afloat. The only problem I have with it is that when it kind of squirts, you know. And it has this really funky pink liquid. It's quite good, just 1 squirt. I hope this doesn't get demonetized. No, wait, I'm on my 2nd channel, so I don't monetize my videos yet, so that's okay. We can say squirt. Yeah, and you just, again, like with the other one, you just put a little bit under the skin. It absorbs immediately. It doesn't tighten your eyes. It's very comfortable to wear. And I think again, I was watching some beauty breakdowns, I think by Laurie Hill, and she sometimes does these videos where she is describing what the beauty routines of famous celebrities, and I find her videos really informative, and she has such a sociable, fair, and polite way of speaking, being a Libra sun herself. So I just really enjoy her videos. I really enjoy her channel. She talks a lot about cosmetic surgery as well, so that's really informative. I never had the funds or the propensity towards doing something to myself. I don't even think if I had the money I would be doing that, because I'm so obsessed with looking like myself. It took me so long to reach this point of self-acceptance, and it took me a long time and a long journey of appreciating everything I have. My eyes, my crooked eyebrows, my nose, you know, my lips that are also not symmetrical. Everything. I had to love everything from scratch. I have Saturn in the second house, the house of the body and money and work. So I had to put in a lot of effort with my body ever since I was small. I had a lot of zits. I had scoliosis. I still have it, but I'm doing the exercises. I'm putting in the daily work. I had really greasy hair and glasses and a monobrow. It was just no, I'm not that kind of a girl that is nostalgic about her youth because I look so good and now I'm aging and oh my god. No, I think that I'm starting to look quite good right now. The only problem is that I moved from zits directly to wrinkles. There was a glow up, a period of 2 years in which I began the spiritual social during the pandemic, and that's the period 2020 2021 when I felt my most beautiful. I don't think I ever felt better than in that time, and thank God for that, because that was good timing, because I was stuck indoors and I had to create videos. So I'm really grateful that I recorded my prime for everyone through the means of doing something useful for you guys, not just, you know, looking pretty on camera, although there's nothing wrong with that, but I like to do something useful for people, you know. I think that's the Romanian in me. I have to do something, you know, I can't just be. And that's why I'm on a spiritual path, and that's why I'm learning how to be more present. And speaking of this, so I showed you the brightening eye cream. It's quite okay, I would say. It's, as I said, it's not mind-bending. I have not yet found a mind-bending eye cream. I also think it's because a lot of them are priced quite high, and I'm not yet reaching for those, to be honest. Maybe if I get desperate at some point, maybe if I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my god, I can't get out of the house. Maybe at that point I will reach for the pricier ones as I get older. Also because, as I said, I don't want to change my face. I love the way it looks, and I frankly don't care if other people don't like how it looks. I need to see it each day, and I love it. So yeah, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Wow. It took me so long to get here, guys. Yeah, you have no idea. You have no idea. The inner despair that I've been feeling ever since I was a teenager. Yeah, but now it's a calm, peaceful sense of realization, and you know, it doesn't really matter so much. Other things are more important in life. That's what my spiritual path has been teaching me. Well, all this being said, I want to show you 2 final creams that I recently discovered and I quite enjoy. I'm just at the beginning of using them, so I'll let you guys know a little bit further down the line if you want me to do an update to this clip. I was looking again for something that is a little bit more hydrating than just the fluid. So as I said, at nighttime I tend to use niacinamide. But then afterwards, I also like to complement this with this kind of cream. This is from Nivea, and it's Rose Touch. So this contains organic rose water and hyaluron. I don't know exactly if this is hyaluronic acid, but it contains hyaluron or hyaluron. It's a gel cream. It's really nice smelling. And it has 2 of my favorite things inside of it. So potentially hyaluronic acid. I don't know if hyaluron and hyaluronic acid are different. Maybe it's just a translation from German into English. But it has basically rose water, and I began the video talking about it. And it also has, where is it? It's over here. yeah, the serum inside. So it's 2-in-1. So if you are maybe rushed, maybe you don't want to bother buying two things and using them separately, just get this cream. Again, it's inexpensive. You can find it in supermarkets, at the drugstore, pharmacies, I assume. If you live in Europe, I'm sorry about this. I don't know if in America you guys have or import Nivea products. I would assume that you do, especially in bigger cities, right? Maybe not in smaller cities, but bigger cities, I'm sure that you can find it. And yeah, it's just very lightweight, very beautiful. I've been using it on my face instead of the aloe vera gel cream. I use the aloe vera gel cream on my neck or hands or legs more frequently. Because I just think that my skin, especially on my face and my neck, they sometimes require an extra layer of hydration. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. In the past, I didn't need any hydration because I had this oily skin, but now it's becoming increasingly more dry. I also think that if I live in a big city with increased pollution, that tends to age my skin faster. Unfortunately, I have been blessed to be able to live and work in Scotland for 7 years, and that's where I spent most of my 20s, and it was just, the air was so fresh, like super fresh, and you know, it was constantly the wind blowing, the gales blowing through Edinburgh, and you just had like this constant resource of fresh air. It was very open to the sea. You know, you could easily jump on a bus and reach the seaside. It was just very, very, I would say, skin preserving, health preserving. So I think that that process, the lack of sun, because yeah, unfortunately Scotland prides itself with a lack of sun. I don't know if they pride themselves, but that's what you experience when you're there. A lack of sun, a lack of vitamin D. The fact that I spent most of my time indoors because it was cold, and also the fact that you had this fresh air, fresh water, constant wind bringing fresh air. I think that preserved me really well up until a certain point. Also because, yeah, I wasn't really into makeup. I was an academic. I was kind of like just, you know, fresh water and some soap and that's it. I'm ready to go. I started using makeup a little bit later. Okay, so we have here another cream. This one is a little bit, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. It's again from the brand Nala, and it is an anti-pollution face cream. It's important. This is again a Romanian brand that makes products for Romanian women, and they know what they're talking here, because yeah, you know, like a lot of women in Bucharest, they get like gray hairs very early on in their life. Like you could see women in their 20s with gray hairs. It's because the life here is very fast paced, it's quite stressful, but it's also due to this pollution. There are so many noxe in the air, and you can see it at nighttime. We get these very pink and dark red and purple sunsets. They might look magnificent, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, they are toxic. So yeah, a company that makes anti-pollution creams. So I was fascinated with this. This is usually a cream that you should put on your skin before you go out, but I have been using it at nighttime. I am the queen of misusing creams. It smells very softly of fruit vinegar or fruit juice. It contains something called prasinogard or prasinogard. It's a marine algae extract and cucumber extract. And it says it's suitable for combination skin. Yes, it's really good because it doesn't really clog the skin, but it creates like kind of this film on the face. When you put it on, you don't feel it, but in the morning, whenever I wash my face after I slept with it, I can feel the film coming off. It's almost like my skin has been protected by this barrier. So I think I'm going to do my best to try this during the day and see what happens when I go outside and expose it to the sun, and also when I sweat a little bit, you know, because that should be an interesting experience. I want to see if it's going to do more to me or more for me. I think that's an important distinction. I think, my loves, that this is what I had for you. I really hope you have enjoyed this clip, me rambling about skincare. I don't know how I have collected this many things. I usually had just 1 or 2 creams maximum, but lately I've been experimenting because all of these products and serums appeared on the market. These are not just the only ones. I think there is one called Resveratrol, or something of that kind. I haven't tried that one yet. I just thought I would use the ones I'm relatively familiar with because I've been watching beauty vloggers and doctor vloggers. And yeah, I would strongly say that if you want a top 3, hyaluronic acid is number 1 for me. Again, you can use it with vitamin C or without. I would say niacinamide is number 2, and retinol is number 3. I am not going to continue using this. I just think it's bad. It's bad for my skin, at least. Maybe it works for your skin, you know, so let me know down in the comments what you think. Oh yeah, and from time to time when I feel like my skin needs a break from using a cleanse with tea tree oil, I also use witch hazel, which is something I discovered when I was in Scotland. You could easily find it in the pharmacies, witch hazel for cosmetic purposes. And in Bucharest, I found it in a pharmacy. It's called Hamamelis. This is the Latin name of it. 100% organic hydrolyte. And yeah, it's just, it does the same thing as if you were to apply essential oil drops of tea tree. It just cleanses, it wipes out the impurities, and it tightens the pores. And I need that because my pores are very open, like my personality. They need some boundaries, like my personality. So I've been learning how to properly protect my skin and my own personality as well in the last period. I think this is it. I keep looking on the table to see if I have any other things. I normally don't use in this period because it's, you know, it's too much. It's summertime, so I sweat a lot. I don't use a foundation. I just have this concealer, and I really enjoy the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. This is the one I kept kicking as I was looking for products. Yeah, so that's basically, like, on my skin right now, what I have is this concealer, and I applied it to all of the spots that I have on my face, all of the problem areas. I have a lot of freckles. I am a freckly person, and I really try to not put too much foundation. I love my freckles. I think this is a sunspot or a freckle, I'm not completely sure, but I like to see my skin. I don't like to be completely like a tabula rasa, you know, like completely white face. It's kind of weird, especially because I'm also so pale. So it's more interesting, I think, if people see a little bit of red or if they see some freckles. I think, you know, my asymmetrical eyebrows, I think that's a bit more interesting. I don't know, it just makes my whole face look more interesting to look at, I think. And yeah, so what I have on my skin right now is just this concealer, and I have this eyeliner. Again, it's from Rimmel, and yeah, I just used this to comb my eyebrows. Yeah, so this is what you see on my face. I'm not wearing any lipstick, I'm not wearing anything else. So yeah, I generally think that if you take good care of your skin, especially if you drink water and get sleep and, you know, eat properly. I don't drink soda. I really don't like sugary drinks of any kind. I'd rather drink wine and beer and coffee because I feel that they come directly from the specific plant product rather than sugary stuff. I don't use that because it really irritates my system. It inflates my stomach and it makes me break out. But yeah, let me know. Do you guys drink sugary things and you don't have breakouts? How does this happen? Let me know. Also, what other tips and tricks for beauty do you have? What other tips for skincare would you like to share with the collective? Yeah, so let's get a really cool, yummy conversation going on in the comments below. Again, this is not sponsored. This video is not monetized. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I hope I am setting you on your merry way. Maybe it's evening right now. I hope it is. I hope you're having a glass of something or just maybe chilling and enjoying your time. Maybe you're having a soda instead of a glass of something. And I just completely criticized soda. Sorry guys, I'm just not a soda person. You know, I'm not a... it's not even like fruit juices. I drink from time to time aloe vera juice because I'm just obsessed with aloe vera. I want to put inside of me and on the outside of me. But aside from that, yeah, no sugary drinks, no. I just drink a lot of mineral water. I really like it. And part of the reason why I came back from the UK to Romania is because I really missed the mineral water. The sun and the mineral water, those were the two reasons. Anyway, on this merry note, thank you, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Cheers!